Greetings and welcome to the channel. This channel is called Starting Over at 50 or Starting Over After 50. So it's either at 50 or after 50. Anyway, I not long ago changed the name of this channel. This is my backup channel to my main channel. And on this channel, I will be discussing actually I've been wanting to focus on the narcissistic abuse that I have experienced. I have experienced two narcissistic abusive relationships, and I wanted to share some tips and pointers for those who are either experiencing narcissistic abuse in narcissistic relationships, or may in the future come across people personality disorders as such. So basically, energy vampires. They are literally energy vampires. So I wanted to do this video, and I wanted to talk about, and again, my name is Wanda. Thank you for your subscription. If you are subscribed to this channel, welcome in the room. Yeah, I wanted to do this video, and I wanted to talk about how I was triangulation, or triangulated. And that is when a narcissist will try to pitch you against someone else, um, like you're another woman, or if you're a man, another man. If you're a man and you have a narcissistic partner, she may try to triangulate you with another man. Just like with me, I experienced the narc try to triangulate me with another woman. Now, this is the first one, not the second one. The second one, I actually married. And if you look at my playlist and look at my channel, I have a video on narcissistic abuse. With the part one is the first narcissistic relationship. The second part, which is how I married a covert narcissist. Yeah, that didn't last long, but yeah, I did get tricked into, or fooled, deceived into actually marrying uh, a demonic, wicked, evil person like that. So this one is going to be my experience of being triangulated by the narcissist. And this is my first narcissist. We were in a dating relationship, and he was telling me he wanted to see other people. And so I was like, oh, cool, So I'm thinking, okay, we're going to see other people, which is fine with me. But I mean, it hurt my feelings, but it is what it is. And so at point, I was in my 40s, so you fully confident. I'm like, okay, you come and you might go, life goes on. So he actually did not want me to date other people, but he wanted to date other people. And so I was just kind of confused about that. That's when I started realizing his behavior was not normal. This is not normal. So what he would do is, we would like, I used to roller skate, right? And I met him at the skating rink. So where I lived, there was only one rink, and this was in Colorado Springs at the time, Colorado, I'll tell you. And so there was only really one roller skating rink, and then that is my form of exercise, my form of activity, because at that time I wasn't going to the gym. I didn't feel comfortable going to the gym with a bunch of strangers. At the skating rink, you can go, you can, you enjoy yourself, and you get exercise. So that was my pastime. I would go like twice a week. We met there. He started bringing another women in particular, to the skating rink where we met. And he would bring her, and they would skate together, and they would do the same thing that him and I would do. He was doing it with her. So it was almost like he was trying to replace me with someone else. And so, of course, she didn't have the experience that I had. I think she was kind of a new skater, so he was kind of teaching her, which, it's okay. And so everything that I started noticing, that everything that we would do, he would try to. It's like he was trying to use her to replace me. I mean, he even started trying to change how she dressed, because we were totally opposite. She was a darker complected complexion than me. I was a lot taller than her. She was shorter, but she was petite as well, and I'm slim as well. So that part we did have in common. But I noticed that he would try to dress her like me. So things that I like, my style, basically the way I dress, the way I wore my hair. She couldn't do her hair that way because something was going on with her. I think she had alopecia or something, so she would wear wigs a lot. When she would first start wearing wigs, she would wear really, really long wigs. But then he started trying to find, like, I know it was him. He would try to, it's like he was trying to make her into me. He was trying to uh, make her like look like me, dress like me, everything. It was just so weird. I was just so like, I was confused. I was like, why is he trying to, like, it's almost like he was trying to turn this person into me, who I was. The same things that we would do, he would do with her. And I would see all this because I would be at the skating rink watching, and I would see this and I would just be so confused. I'm like, what's going on? I was so lost at that time. I remember clearly, I was just, I couldn't believe it. I just didn't understand what was going on. After I did research and I realized that's narcissistic behavior, and he was actually triangulating me. And even though at that time I didn't know what he was, so I didn't go no contact at that point. I was still talking to him. So he would call me and he would try to talk about her. And I was floored. I'm like, why is he talking about someone else to me? Why is he talking? And so me, I'm a nice person. I just listen, but I'm just like, why? I just couldn't understand why. And, at the time I was so nice. I was like, I wasn't like, don't talk about her to me. I didn't say that because I was just listening. But I just started listening to his behavior and watching him. And I was just so confused. I'm like, okay, if you want to date other people, you're seeing this other person, but you want to see me, and then you're trying to make this person like me. And then it's like he was like going back and forth. He was trying to talk to her, and then he was talking to me. He would try to talk to her, like it was a back and forth thing. But the thing at the skating ring, I would not be around him. It's like I said, if you're gonna be there with another woman, then I'm not gonna associate with you when I'm at the rink. So that's one thing that I did stand up to. I'm like, if you're gonna talk to other people, you're not gonna be able to talk to her and me at the same place, right? So I cut that out. But he would afterwards call me days later and would be talking about her. And he would, I just noticed that he would try to compare. He would try to compare. Oh, she does this, and I like this that she does this. It's like stuff that I wouldn't do, or things that are not normal for me to do. She would do, and he would tell me, "Oh, she does this. Oh, she does that." And I was just like, "What is going on?" Like I was so confused. I wasn't even angry. I was just confused. And then when I would see her, I would try to, it's like I was thinking, should I try to speak to her, or should I? But then I was like, nah, nah, because she will always give me like a really dirty look. But I think after after I started seeing the truth, I think he was doing it to both of us. He was talking about her to me, and he was talking about me to her, and he was saying things to make both of us feel some kind of way about each other. Like he was playing, he was like trying to play us against each other. So that is what triangulation is. And I experienced it and I was just so confused about it. But for me, I'm not a naturally envious or jealous person. So I didn't really I didn't understand and I didn't really take it personal. I was just thinking if he's talking about her, then you just need to go be with her and stop calling me. That was my perspective. But I just started noticing the behavior and paying attention, and that's when I was researching and I realized he was a narcissist. And I also realized that he was trying to triangulate us. And so at that point, when I realized that, I said, I'm not going to even say anything. If ever he brings another woman up, I'm not going to say anything. So he would bring her up, and I just wouldn't give him, I just was like gray rocking basically. I was just no response. I would just not say anything. I would just basically ignore what he said. And so I think he realized that that wouldn't work, but he tried because he was like trying to, at first I was angry. I was like, you know, did she not know that you had a you know you and I were talking, and did she not, you know, I was feeling some kind of way because I'm like, did she not know that you and I were dating? And he said, yeah, I told her. So I said, so you told a woman that we're dating, but she still wants to date you. It just didn't make sense what he was saying, but it was happening. And so started researching. I started getting to the bottom of it. And that's when I was like, okay, this is what he is. And that's when I kind of woke up. But it took me 3 years before I realized what was going on. I realized because I was researching and everything about narcissists, and then I saw the triangulation, and I'm like, that's what it was. That's what he was doing. He was triangulating me and doing it with another woman. And so he was trying to get us at odds with each other to have us like fighting over him or something. And that's one thing that I would never do. I always make that crystal clear. I would never fight over a man. You know, I won't. And so because I'm like, if this person wants to be with someone, then there's nothing I can do. I'm not like going to fight about it, you know, because that was the man's decision. So that's what I realized. I was being triangulated, and I was like, man, and the exact pattern that I researched online about narcissists, that exact pattern he was carrying out. The Hoover, the discard, and triangulation, devaluation, smear. He started doing a smear campaign, talking about me, trying to talk about me to other people and turn people against me. You know, it was just a big mess. And then, but I got through that. But I did get triangulated by him, and I know what it feels like. And so when people do that, or men or anybody, women, because women can do that too. When people start doing that, I notice it right away. And I'm like, yeah, that's not gonna work for me. So instead of me calling everybody out, because these are energy vampires and they can come as men, they can come as women, they could be family members, it could be so-called friends. When you start seeing these behaviors, you need to make sure that you back away from those people real quick. So even throughout the time after this experience, I learned, but I've had other people come in, but they didn't stay in my life long because as soon as I identified these traits or these behaviors, I kind of backed away. And even with the recent video I did about I married a covert narcissist, um, he tried to do that in a small way. It just didn't work because the people that were close to me, um, well, he was able to accomplish that with some of my friends, but the ones that were really true blue close to me, I identified it right away, and they identified it too. They were not going to get involved in the flying monkeys and the trap of triangulation against me. But there was a few of my friends that he was able to convince that he was a good guy and a normal guy, and you know I kind of backed off of them because at the time I was sharing with everyone, and this is the second narcissist. This is the one I actually married, the covert narcissist. Both of them were covert, but the first one I think was more of a spiritual, greater narcissist, a spiritual greater narcissist. So he used religion. They both used religion, but the first one was like he was like ministering in a church, y'all. He was ministering, so he was like the greater narcissist. He knows the first one knew what he was. He knew he was a narcissist. The second one, I think he did, but it was a little bit different. The personalities were different. But the second one is the one I actually married. He did try to triangulate me with some of my friends, which they didn't have to turn against me, but just the fact that they believed what he said, that was enough for me to say, I'm, you know, I got to back away. Because if you know, and you know that narcissists, they always try to have flying monkeys and have turn people against you, and people who support them in their wickedness, in their evilness, and usually are their flying monkeys. So they'll use these people to do certain things for them, accomplish certain things. And so the people that he became friends with that were my friends, they started helping him, doing things and all this. So when I saw that, I let them know that this is not okay. You know, you still friends with him, and I told you what he did. Like I shared with them, you know, things he said, things he did, you know, the just the evilness that the game he was playing. I revealed it. I showed emails, I showed texts, but they still decided that they wanted to be friends with him. Therefore, I decided that I have to cut not only him off because I went no contact with him, email, um, blocked email, phone, social media, got rid of all that. And he was still coming on my social media platform, my main channel. I have two channels. This is my backup channel, which is starting over at 50, but my main channel is called Diaspora Connect Tanzania. I moved to Africa, and so he was posting stuff on my channel. I had to keep blocking, but I was making screenshots of the things that he posted, the wicked things he was saying on my channel. And he was also jealous. So that's another trait that narcissists usually have is they're very, very jealous. They're jealous of your success. They're jealous of your beauty. They're jealous of your confidence. They're jealous of everything about you. They're jealous of everything that the Father has blessed you with, that the Father has given you as gifts and good qualities. They're jealous of your good qualities because they don't naturally have those. So they want what you have, your business and your success and your, you know, whatever you have, they want. So it was obvious that he was jealous. He made it in more than one way. He was jealous of who I was. So he was like all on my channel. Do your followers know? I blocked that so quick, and he kept. It was like all these different emails. I kept having different people with different emails posting because on my channels I block trolls. I don't play with trolls on my channel. If you even appear, not even troll, only trolls, but if it appears on my channel, and this is on my main channel, if it appears that you don't like me or you oppose to me in some personal way, then and you try to question certain things in a certain way. You know, you can tell when it's a troll. You can tell when it's someone that's hateful. Yeah, I don't tolerate that on any of my channels. Like I block them. I don't go back and forth with people. I just block you off. And you can watch, but you're not going to post on my channel. So, but anyway, yeah, it was all these different emails coming on my channel. And so I was had to constantly block. And so I decided to block him and any of my friends that decided to continue to be friends with him and to continue to, because they let me know and I let them know that I wasn't happy, but they didn't care. They remained friends with him. So I said that I have to distance myself. So those certain people that he's friends with, I distance myself from them because they will be his flying monkeys in that he will use them to be like monitoring me, you know, finding out what I'm doing. And, you know, I didn't want any of that. So I had to distance myself from anybody that's friends with him, any of his family members. And I didn't get to know a lot of people. That's another thing is we got married and we only stayed married for a few months. But when we got married, none of his family members reached out to me. That was kind of weird. And that was actually a red flag because I have a son and he was always asking me, how's your husband doing? Like he was asking about him. He talked to him. But his family never did that to me. He has kids. He has a sister. Nobody ever tried to reach out to me personally and say, "Hi, how you doing? Welcome to the family." Like nobody ever tried to do that. So that's a red flag also. When the family, because the family of these narcissists, these narcs, they know how they are. They know they're evil. They know they're crazy, but they won't. They're their flying monkeys, so they support them. They stand by them in their wickedness. So they are not going to reach out to you and give you any warnings. They're not going to tell you anything. And I noticed that. So that was a red flag as well. The family was not trying to even get to know me, send me any messages or anything. So, but anyway, that is my experience with triangulation. It could be very frustrating, especially when they lie to you, they deceive you, and they pretend that they love you and you're the one for them and you're so perfect for them. And then they go and cheat or they go and mess with other people. And then they try to throw that person's name in your face or they, try to go to places that you go to and bring that person around and try to dress. It's just it's like they want to make you turn against someone else, and they want to be like that advocate. They want to sow discord amongst the brethren, and they want to be like they threw the rock and hit their hand. They throw the rock and hit their hand. So I'm going to end this right now, and I will do another one in the next couple of days. So I will see you guys in the next video.